over 2,900 days, over 350 books. This is roughly what it took for this manifestation stuff to finally click for me. No more confusion, no more analysis paralysis. I wasted so much time, money, and energy trying to get that click that you're waiting for. That light bulb moment where you finally see clearly. Well, let me tell you some real shit. You don't need to read over 350 books. You also don't need to spend over 2,900 days learning. All you need to do is listen to everything that I'm about to say, because through 8 years of trying everything, and I mean everything, 8 years of reading everything, and I mean everything, I've simplified it all to give you that click. This manifestation stuff isn't some trend to me, it's quite literally my life, and that's why elite high achieving entrepreneurs hire me as their esoteric advisor to help them get back into their highest frequency so they can manifest their business goals in under 7 weeks. So believe me when I tell you, lock in. First things first, manifestation isn't magic, it's a skill. Well, it kind of is magic and it kind of isn't. Anyways, let me explain. Manifestation is a skill, and like any skill, the more you do it, the better you become. And if you're struggling to manifest your desired reality, you're probably not doing anything actually wrong. You just haven't been putting your reps in. Your ability to lift reality is directly tied to how much manifestation muscle you have. You wouldn't go to the gym and lift way more than you could, would you? At least I hope not, because that's how one time I dropped 100 kg on my head while I was benching. Like, I can do one rep. I went for the second rep and I couldn't do it, bro. I dropped it on my head. Anyways, you have to understand that most people see manifestation wrong. Probably you too. If you're like me, when you first heard about manifestation, you probably saw some corny new agey people talking about it. You know what I'm talking about? You know, the typical spiritual, I'm spiritual starter package. Well, most of the time, these people don't actually know what they're talking about because they've never truly gone below the surface. They make manifestation out to be like some magical and mysterious thing, but it's not. It's a spiritual science. And you have to see it like this if you want to be consistent when it comes to manifesting, because what it does is allow you to have a system for it as opposed to shooting in the dark. Now, the problem is when you see manifestation as magical and mysterious, then that belief becomes a reality and it can only be a mystery to you. And a clear sign of what I'm talking about is if you can manifest sometimes, but never when you want. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And if this is you, then it's because you still have some of that programming that it's this mysterious, airy-fairy thing. Now, when you see manifestation as a skill, then it becomes less mystical and more practical. Not only that, but framing it as a skill gives you the conscious opportunity to get better at it. And the better you become, the easier it gets. Like with any skill, incremental progress is the best route to success. It's about letting that energetic momentum be built from getting those small wins. If you want to see what I'm talking about, watch my last video. Small manifestation wins are your best friend because they allow you to build confidence, which is the elixir of all manifestation. Confidence is foundational to manifesting your desired reality, and confidence is built from evidence. So the more that you actually get evidence that you can manifest, the more your mind will build confidence, which then you can reinforce into manifesting what you want. Now, what I always recommend is when you have a particular desire that you want to manifest, most people want to manifest 10K or whatever it is. If you're making very far from 10K and you want to manifest 10K, don't off the jump try and manifest 10K because you don't have enough confidence in yourself. You don't have enough manifestation muscle. What you need to do is start small. Start by manifesting seeing a red balloon or a specific car in a specific color, because what this will do is build your manifestation muscle. So by the time you decide to manifest your desired reality, you lift it with ease. And what I'm talking about is most people want to make 10K and manifest 10K, but they're currently making 500 a month. That's like trying to fit a watermelon into a glass. It just won't work. You must always keep in mind the reference from which your subconscious mind perceives your desires. Think about it like this. It's easier to climb steps up to a mountain than to try to scale a mountain in one jump. That just doesn't make sense. Lesson number 2, the technique doesn't matter. It's all a lie. I remember when I first got into manifestation, I was mind blown by the idea that my mind could change my life.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
but I could go from survival mode to actually living, all with my mind. It was crazy. It's still kind of crazy. Now, this fascination sent me down a rabbit hole of searching for the holy grail, the one technique that would work for me, the one technique that would change everything. Then I received a rude awakening after trying them all with no results. There is no best technique. There is no secret technique. That is all a lie. It's all marketing. Get that into your head. Wake up. The best manifestation technique is you. None of those techniques work without you. It is the energy that you pour into the techniques that make them work. Without that, it won't work. The emotional conviction that you have that what you're doing will work is the only thing that makes it work, and it's more important than the actual technique. The rabbit hole that you're probably in right now of the endless manifestation techniques, videos that they try to sell you the latest shiny object saying powerful affirmations, money subliminals, when you do this, this happens, perfect vision board. It's all a scam. Wake up. So now you're probably thinking, okay, Nero, what technique will work for me then? Whichever one that you believe in, and that's for you to decide. And my tip,
if I get touched, it's
you
over.
come.
I'm coming on that ass.
But what happened when I did?
What did you do?
is that when you choose a technique, only do that one technique. I don't care if you're trying everything in the same way that I do. Choose one for the next couple of months and pour emotional conviction into knowing that what you're doing is working. The idea that it's going to work is more important than the actual technique, believe me. And if you stick to that, you'll save a lot of time searching for the holy grail that doesn't exist without ever realizing the only holy grail is you. Lesson 3. You don't need to do it all the time. Wake up, visualize, wake up, do affirmations, wake up, stare at the vision board and try to pretend that you actually feel something. Wake up, write lies in your gratitude journal. Do you ever feel stuck in a loop when it comes to this manifestation stuff? Does it ever feel like a chore, almost like an obligation? You get into a point where you're like, oh, I just gotta do it, in the same way that you just gotta brush your teeth. Well, that's a mistake. Not brushing your teeth, but seeing manifestation as a chore. And it's a mistake that you need to stop making. You don't have to do it every day. Did you know that I'm related to Malcolm X? Okay, that's a lie. You didn't believe it though, did you? Well, you believed a lie in the manifestation industry, and that is the idea that manifestation is something to do instead of something that you already do. Imagine someone trying to sell you something on how to breathe. How silly is that? Manifestation is like breathing. You do it 24/7, just unconsciously, but it's not until I point out that you're breathing that you become aware of your breath and some focus shifts there. So as long as you see manifestation as something to do instead of something you already do, you'll keep chasing the shadow without realizing that it's you. You don't need to visualize every day. You don't need to do affirmations every day. Why would you need to do techniques every day when you already manifest without them? Think about that. It's not a job, but if you make it one, then it will become one. This isn't a rule of the universe that, you have to wake up and do this every single day. It's just something that you heard and ran with, which is fine, but I want you to actually manifest with the least amount of effort and struggle. So lock into what I'm saying. Doing techniques is cool and there is a place for techniques. However, the moment they begin to feel like a chore, you must stop and detach from them. That's perfectly fine. More important than any technique is your state of being, your mental attitudes. Who are you throughout the day? Are the thoughts that you're thinking reflective of your desired reality? Are they fourth dimensional? Are the attitudes and moods that you're feeling reflective of your desired reality? What about what you're giving attention to? State of being is more powerful than techniques. This is why some people will never do a manifestation technique in their life, but they will manifest and be extremely successful. And I think about my clients when I think about this. They're all elite, high achieving entrepreneurs. They come to me because now they want to systematize what they've done unconsciously, and this is how they do it. The more you're able to consciously direct your thoughts, your attitudes, your moods, where you're placing your attention to, the less reliance you'll actually need from doing your techniques every day. And let's be real, you don't want to do them techniques every day. I know you don't. Stop lying.
Stop the cap.
It's not a chore, but if you make it one, then it will be. Focus on your state of being throughout the day, more important than anything. Lesson 4, or is it 3? I think it's 4. Anyways, it's not about intense emotion. It's not. And let me tell you what I mean. I remember I was walking down the street. I felt like a crackhead walking down the street with my face smiling so hard that it was hurting. Why? Because some lady on YouTube who looked like a crackhead told me manifestation is about making sure that you feel good and happy and euphoric all the time. I'm a very relaxed, chilled guy in real life. So this was very off-brand for me. It's not my style, which brings me to another lesson you can avoid. Manifestation isn't about feeling high and euphoric. That's just the blind leading the blind. Most people follow the idea that if you manifested your desired reality, you'd feel high and euphoric, which may be the case for some, but it wasn't for me. So understand this and you'll stop listening to crackheads online. Not all manifestation is equal. There isn't a one-size-fits-all approach that will work for everybody. And if you don't realize this, you'll miss the most important part of manifestation, and that is you. Know yourself. I'm a pretty nonchalant, chilled guy, so if I manifested my desired reality, sure, I'd be happy, but I wouldn't be smiling 24/7. And the truth is, even when you do manifest your desired reality, you won't be smiling 24/7. Do you know how? Because you're not smiling about your current reality now. Why? Because it's normal to you. And that's the most important word when it comes to manifestation. I know I said the most important word is you, but I'm saying another important word. Leave me alone. Normalizing your desired reality is extremely important, which highlights the true correct path. To manifest, you just need these two words: serene, confidence. Not every person, if they manifested their desired reality, would feel euphoric and high all the time. But do you know how most people would feel? Probably everyone, including you. You'd probably feel secure, calm, and confident. More important than feeling euphoric and high all the time is feeling calm, serene, secure, and confident. These emotions are subtle, but they last longer. There's a reason a euphoric high is called a high, because sooner or later there's a low. You can't maintain it, and you try to maintain it. You try to maintain being happy all the time and being on an air quote higher frequency, but it just doesn't work. However, when you just feel naturally calm and serene and confident, it's easier to maintain emotionally, and this is a clear indication to the universe that you've manifested what you want, because why else do you feel like this? So focus on feeling serene confidence as opposed to euphoric high. The final lesson: it'll come when you're good with it and you're good without it. You want it too bad. The universe is like a pretty girl. The more you want her, the more she runs away. But when you stop caring, stop chasing, and stop placing that excess importance, her whole vibe changes. It's the same thing with the universe. I remember when I was in survival mode, there was nothing more I wanted than to feel free for once without having to worry about seeing my mom struggle. I wanted it so bad. I mean, why wouldn't I? Who wants to feel helpless? And because I wanted it so bad, it escaped me. It felt like the world hated me. As weird as this sounds, the moment I stopped caring, it worked. I know, cliche, but there's a power in them. The funny thing is, you've been utilizing this secret power throughout your whole life and you just never knew it. Enter the secret frequency of not needing. That frequency of not needing, the secret frequency, is embodied by 1, not caring too much, 2, not being so fixated on the outcome, and 3, not letting your emotions be swayed by the attainment or the failure of what you want. I want you to trace your mind back to your past when you either didn't care about something or you stopped caring. It might have been a subject at school, it might have been about a certain person, it might have been about an event, it might even be FIFA with your boy, and you killed it. The success was so effortless. The frequency of not needing is what will collapse the gap in between you and your desired reality. Take this example: the people who have the least amount of money want it the most, and the people who have the most want it the least. When you're in a state of mind where you don't need anything, it opens the room for inner peace, well-being, and those 2 words that I spoke about previously, serene confidence, which is the prerequisite for manifesting what you want. And it also taps into the true definition of what it really means to manifest, which isn't to create reality, which isn't to bend reality with your thoughts. Everybody's got the wrong definition. The true definition of manifestation is shifting internally to a degree where you're no longer emotionally dependent upon seeing your reality change. And that's the realest you're ever gonna hear. And if you want more information on that, go watch my previous video on how manifesting is easy AF. Now, with that being said, those are all my lessons. I'll see you in the next one.